Hey, did you guys see that the CN20 is for sale? It's on sale right now at B&H.
For what? 69?
67.
Oh,
Jackpot.
might have to do it.
Yeah, I bought 2.
Jason probably did buy 2.
I did.
What am
I'm
I
just
saying?
kidding.
They actually have them in stock though, huh? Because that's the one thing. People, I know a couple of guys that are looking, but every time they try to get one, they don't have them.
Oh, I don't know if they're on. Let me look.
Would it work on my my T7i? Could I just put it on my T7i?
Yeah, you just get an inner tube and you use that as your adapter.
Okay.
And you got to hold your camera up to it. So probably not in the cold weather.
What did it say, Brendan?
It's 2 to 4 weeks for the EF mount. Yep.
You know, we were doing a thing down at a camera shop last week, and I asked the Canon rep, I said, how many of those lenses have you guys made? And he couldn't tell me. But I was just curious to know how many are out in the wild.
I mean, it's surprising. I see them. There's quite a bit, man. There's everywhere I go now, man. I just tell you, there's a bunch. Everybody's got one. It seems like.
I think there's a warehouse in Bristol that looks like the Raiders of the Lost Ark, like warehouse, and they just keep them all in there.
Probably.
All right. We ready to roll?
Yep.
Welcome to another trivia episode of Wild and Exposed Podcast. Got another full house tonight. We have a past guest, Casey Anderson, back with us tonight. How are you, Casey?
Doing great. Glad to be on.
And Jason Loftus. We never know where Jason's going to. He's like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? We're going to go, where in the world is Jason Loftus, or where in the country is Jason Loftus tonight? Jason, where are you at?
Tonight, so glad I was able to make it.
And trivia master, Drew Hamilton.
Hello. Coming to you from chilly Churchill.
Got Michael Mauro and Brandon Day coming to us from the Denver greater metropolitan area.
Sunny Colorado. It's always sunny and not 70, but sunny and 40s.
And not windy.
Mm.
Mike, are you saying that Colorado has been windy lately?
Well, it was yesterday. Casey might be interested in this. We said, and maybe we talked about it on the last podcast, but we have some camera traps out for mountain lions just on the west of town here. And I was up checking them, and it was pretty windy up there. It was pretty gusty, which sucks because it's always triggering our camera traps.
Get any luck up there on those camera traps?
Not yet. We keep adding more trail cameras, just regular little small, off the shelf trail cameras, just to help us try to narrow it down. But there's deer, and then there's definitely cats. I've got cats there before, so it's just a matter of time. But I don't think there's going to be any way to pattern these cats. It's just going to be a luck thing. I don't think it's an area that they hang out in. Although a couple of years ago there was a mom and a baby that hung out in this particular area for a couple of months.
Hey, so I know this is outside of the scope of what we're doing tonight, but I just got to throw this out for you guys that are camera trappers. Spy Point, which is the company that they send a picture to your phone. Spy Point cameras, they're trail camera, but they came out with a new model now and they're really reasonably priced. They're only around $100, but they have a solar panel on them, so you can leave them out there for a good long time without changing batteries. They've got solar panels on them, and if you want to pattern animals and figure out, where to place your camera traps, what kind of activity you're going to have, it's a great tool. And I just ordered 4 of them, so I am looking forward to getting that feedback while I'm sitting at home in the office.
It's fun, man. I tell you, I just set up, we just got 40 of those spy points and set them up in New Mexico and Arizona for mountain lions. And again, it's like Christmas. Every night when you hear the ping coming on the email and you look, and there you got this on the app, and you got these photos of cats cruising around, man. It's fun.
I can't wait to hear you guys found a jaguar. They've caught them on trail cameras in Arizona, but I haven't heard anything. Well, yeah, maybe.
It's in the
it
right
was
zone.
A university project, but yep. So I would love to hear that you guys found a jaguar in those other areas.
Hey, Ron, before you go too much further, are you going to go into something else? But before we can do the trivia, just let me throw out some stuff on precision.
Please.
Oh, can we do it now?
Yeah, do it.
Brandon and I went down and did another couple of talks at the Houston store for Precision Camera, and we were informed by Mike, the manager of the whole place, that they have an excess of, what is it, Brandon?
The R6 II, the new Canon, and they have the Sony FX6, which is actually pretty hard to find in the past, but they had 3 of them while I was down there.
So if you're looking.
So the big question is, Brandon, did you finally pull the trigger?
No, I ended up with a red.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
he bought a Raven.
Yeah, I bought the Raven.
Nice.
For anyone that is going to go down or buy that from Precision, don't forget to use that code 50 off 500.
Just put that in the old coupon code.
And then with the $50 that you save, go get yourself a Knit Depends shirt from the Wild and Exposed store. Christmas will be complete if you get those 2 items.
So we went down to do a couple of presentations. We were just asked to do 2 presentations. We did those presentations, and then one of the guys that was supposed to give it a presentation in the afternoon couldn't make it. He had problems with his wife couldn't make it, or his wife was having problems and he couldn't make it. So they asked us, could you guys do this? And I was like, well, what's it on? And he said, audio for video. So Brandon and I put our heads together. We sat in the hotel room, came up with a little kind of spiel. And then as I was sitting there, as Brandon was doing the presentation, I was just a innocent bystander watching. There are so many things for audio. So if you save that $50, just turn around and buy yourself a microphone, because there's nothing more valuable than good audio from the woods.
Agreed. I totally agree with that.
Okay, so Drew's got a special light living up here in the land of no sun in the wintertime. And right now, it kind of reminds me of the Sound of Silence video that Disturbed did, where all you can see is the dude's face. He's got the background blacked out.
Kind of looks like one of my favorite styles of images.
Well, I was going to say, I have the Loftus filter
He's
on
got
it.
the Loftus filter on Drew
Loftus.
Hamilton right now.
I'll be featured on the cover of Outdoor Photographer by Jason Loftus next month.
Jason Loftus Monthly.
There you go.
Actually, I was trying to do the Bohemian Rhapsody, like the floating heads, and that. I think
Yeah.
that'll be the Hamilton family Christmas card this year.
Oh, they were
But it's
probably
actually
the original one.
it's a seasonal affective disorder lamp that we need here. It keeps us tan and happy in the wintertime.
Nice. Well, Drew, it is trivia night, so I'm going to let you take over.
All right, gentlemen. So we've played trivia in the past, and frankly, it's gotten ugly. There are certain who are losers in the group. And Casey, you're just an innocent bystander in this so far. Like you haven't, you don't know Ron like we do, but you will after about an hour here. So I've crafted. Let's see. I've got 6 or 7 questions here. We're not going too crazy, and it is an eclectic mix tonight. Now, one of the points of contention in the past is I feel I should not get points for stumping people, because I feel that makes Ron sad, and so it's just going to be you guys all head to head to head to head to head to head going against each other for.
I think I told you weren't getting points for stumping people, didn't I?
You don't get to decide that though. So that's completely.
But now it's your idea.
I have foregone. I have the benevolent dictator that I am. I have decided to not give myself any points tonight. So I think it's an eclectic mix tonight, and so we're just going to jump right into it. The first one should just be kind of a nice warm up, get your brains limbered up, do some mental yoga. But what state in the United States has the most national parks? This is where we'll play some theme music, some filler music, because there are a lot of states, a lot of national parks, and they're all fantastic.
Mike, you got to come up with that music, that interlude.
It's the Jeopardy music.
I don't know if we can afford the Jeopardy music.
Fair enough.
True story. Has everybody got an answer?
How do we want to do it? Do we all want to reveal it at the same time, or are we going to go one at a time?
I think you got to call on people. Well, that's a good point. With Ron will cheat if you don't call on him first. So,
Ron, let's see your answer. Put your hands where I can see him. So Ron says California. All right. Jason, what do you say?
I said Utah.
Utah.
Yep.
Staying close to home for that one.
Yep.
Okay,
Fair.
we've got digital confirmation there. Brandon,
I said Alaska.
Alaska. Very good guess. Very good guess. Casey,
Going Alaska too.
Alaska too. Okay, so we've got 2 for Alaska. And then Michael, what have you got?
Man, I was going with either Alaska or Utah, and I went with Utah.
Utah. Okay, so the answer coming in with a whopping 9 national parks is California. Ron. Oh my goodness.
Bam.
Oh,
The rest of you can shake
Ouch.
your heads and shake. Although I can understand the Utah, people love Utah, close to home. Utah has
how many does Utah have? 5?
5 national parks.
5.
How many does Alaska have?
Has 8 national parks. And
Oh, wow.
Colorado, Michael, any guesses?
I can think of 3. 4.
Well, there are 4. There's one you can't think of. So the answer is California. So Ron with the win. So, and then I was racking my brain trying to think of what are all the national parks in California. And I did not Google this. I don't know the answer.
There, a few of them are on the coast. I know.
Yosemite.
Yosemite is
Death
the big one.
Valley. Joshua Tree.
That
Is
is
Redwood.
Death Valley.
Joshua Tree, Redwoods, Yosemite.
Sequoia.
Isn't Point Reyes? Point
is
Reyes,
a
isn't that?
national-
Isn't that a national
It's not a
seashore?
park.
Does the national park count? I mean, did you
Oh,
also
it's
count
just parks,
like,
not monuments or any of the other types of units that the Park Service maintains, but it's just parks. And so California leads the way with number 9. I've just got some friends that are down in Death Valley right now. That looks spectacular. So that's now on my bucket list.
Death Valley is a sleeper, man. I tell you, even when it comes to any kind of photography, going to Death Valley in like February when the flowers are starting to bloom in the desert, and then like the mountain peaks on the outside still have snow. I mean, the contrast and the light that time of year in Death Valley, and there's nobody there. It's a landscape photographer's dream come true.
All right. So forever is keeping score at home. That is Ron in the lead with 1 point. 1 point for Ron.
Nice
Oh,
job,
my.
Ronnie.
Okay.
Good job, Ron.
I had the lead for one question.
Our next question, let's stick with national parks, but we're going to talk about famous wolverines
Oh, this is a Casey question.
I'm writing it down right now. I got the answer.
named Wolverine M3 in Glacier National Park climbed the south face of Mount Cleveland with an elevation of 10,466 feet, covering the last 5,000 feet up a sheer cliff that no humans have gone up that way, in January. How long did it take him
To do the complete traverse of the peak?
to get from the base of it? So it was about 5,200 feet is the relief of that. So this Wolverine climbed 5,200 feet, the last 5,000 of it up a sheer cliff in January. And how long did it take him? He was collared.
So
That's
are we going to be the closest to?
Yeah,
Is this going to be the closest to the
closest
number?
to gets the point.
So are we talking, is the number that we're looking for here is how long it took him to climb the cliff or to the mountaintop?
To how long did it take him to get from he started his ascent till he got to the top? It was about a 5,200 foot climb through the snow. Approximately 22 inches of snow. Wolverine M3.
That's about a mile, but it's going straight up.
And the last part was a route that no humans have accomplished. But we are but mere humans. We're talking about Wolverines here, or a Wolverine. Okay, does everybody have your answers committed to whiteboard? Or
This is a straight up guess.
okay, let's go with Casey's answer first on this one.
I'm going to round it out on an even 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay, Casey says 1 hour. Brandon, what do you say?
I said 5 hours.
5 hours. 5 hours. Okay, Jason.
All right, so I tried to put some hillbilly logic behind this. I'm just going to admit it was a straight up guess, but I figure, what would be impressive at a mile, like Michael said, it's roughly a mile. And if the Wolverine, I said 30 minutes. Let's just cut to the chase.
30 minutes straight up the cliff.
Straight up the cliff.
All right, Michael.
I said 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours going up the top. And Ron.
I said 6.
6 hours. Wow. So our guesses were all over the place, and I could tell they were guesses. But the answer is 90 minutes. It took this Wolverine 90 minutes to run up this mountain in Glacier, which is kind of mind blowing when you think about it. And having seen Wolverine, well, we were just talking about camera traps, which is the best way to see Wolverines these days. I don't know. I'd heard this statistic a while ago, and then I looked it up specifically so that I could ask this question, because I figured it would prompt some fun discussion about Wolverines. So who ended up being the closest on that one?
Casey is
close. Casey, what did you have, Casey?
I had 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay, so 1 hour is the winner.
So he was 30 minutes away. So I filmed a Wolverine last year from a helicopter, and I was trying to use that hillbilly logic. And it went all the way up one side, down, back into the valley, and up the other side. We're staying quite a ways away from the helicopter, just shooting with a big lens, but they were covering some ground. I should have went a little bit closer like you did, Casey, because there wasn't anything going to slow that guy down, but he wasn't going up a sheer cliff. So that was
I just figured he was going to play along the way.
Which is true.
Like dancing on the edge.
Yeah.
But they have amazed me. I've got fortunate to film several of them over the years and had some really great luck and got to spend days with them. And they do, just to say what Ron had to say, when they're going from point A to point B, they go straight, nothing gets in their way. They don't get in their own way. They just stay on that clip and they move. But the one thing that will stop them is a little play. They love to sometimes just dig and twist around and chase their own tail. And yeah, it's just, we always thought that was funny. They're got this rap, man, they're like these animals that everybody's terrified from, and they think that they can, take grizzly bears and wolf packs. But the truth is they're just big clowns out there and they're just having fun. And yeah, but there's no excuses, man. There's no excuses. They're tough. They go from point A to point B like nothing.
Well, and the one we filmed, it spent a lot of time playing, but not necessarily playing. It was scent marking. So any tree that had, any tree that was fairly large, it would go up to just bear hug it and rub up and down on the tree and then just bound off to the next tree. So, but it was always on a mission. It didn't hang there for very, very long, a couple 5-10 seconds and then on to the next tree.
I just think of it, they're just the ultimate. You talk about what people think about when they think about wilderness, whether it's like the call of the loon or the elk bugling, or like if a place is truly wild, in my mind, it's got wolverines more than anything else.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. And it seems like 2022 is the year of the Wolverine.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them out there.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. Yeah.
I've seen more this year than I have in a lot of years. I saw the 4, I think.
Is that like the Chinese zodiac? The year of the Wolverine?
It's got to be. Yeah.
Could be.
It's the Alaska zodiac.
I just saw a TikTok video the other day where this guy was just hanging out by a creek, and this Wolverine was just sauntering down the creek right at him, and he had to like holler and be, hey, dude. And it got, I don't know, it was with his cell phone, and it got pretty dang close before he stopped and took a look at him. And I was just thinking, why can't that be me with my camera in my hand?
One of my buddies has some camera traps set up at his house in Anchorage, in the city limits of Anchorage. Eric Youngblood, if you all know him. And he had a Wolverine go right through his yard on camera trap.
Yeah, there were some friends of mine camping out in Prince William Sound and had a Wolverine stick its head in their tent. It's like, whoa, hello, where'd you come from? But they just turn up when you least expect them. That's why Jason wasn't there with his camera. There's just no rhyme or reason to it. But then, Ron, when you're talking about these solar-powered game cameras, because usually around here, they're usually, we start tracking stuff here now that we have enough snow, and they're usually Wolverine tracks will turn up right close to town. Maybe I need to invest in some more trail cameras.
Yeah, those are a good buy $100.
Yeah, we just had that one show up in Utah at Antelope Island, and then along the Wasatch Front, and then they actually
Yeah, that was
trapped him and
crazy.
collared him and let him loose in the up in the northern slope there of the Uintas. But yeah, pretty crazy.
They had the one a few years back that showed up in Custer State Park in South Dakota, just right out in the middle of the Black Hills. And I never heard if they trapped that one, relocated it, or if it just continued to move on. It wasn't collared because there were people that had pictures of it, but it was a pretty unique sighting.
Well, that's cool though, because that says that there's getting to be more and more of them, more than likely, because with the sightings increasing so much, that's awesome.
I think the last one I saw here in Churchill, I was driving around with Dave Sanford, and it was polar bear season, so we were looking for polar bears, and we were driving out towards the end of the road. There was a wolverine just sitting on the side of the road. So I slammed on the brakes and the road turned, but the vehicle did not. And we went into the ditch, just right off the edge of the road into like waist deep snow. And I do have to say that I did get the vehicle unstuck. So we weren't stuck, but, and so I said, get out, shoot. So everybody gets out and is taking pictures of this wolverine. And the wolverine turns around and kind of lopes off. And then, so instantly everybody starts chimping and going through their photos, and in all the photos, the wolverine has its head cocked to the side, like it's looking at us like, what the hell are these guys doing? So now every time we drive that spot, yeah, right. That wolverine probably could have done it better, but so every time I drive by that spot, I expect there to be a wolverine sitting right there. But okay, so that puts the score at 1 point Ron, 1 point Casey. We're head to head here at this point. We've got 3 not on the board yet. Just saying. Get with it, guys. Okay, so for our next question, we are going to talk about Kevin Andrews. So Kevin is a friend of ours. He's been on the podcast, and this year he is on a quest, a big year for bears, if you will. He's trying to see all 8 species of bear in the world in a year. And so hopefully everybody's been following along on his social media. Kevin's just gotten back. And so my question is, what was the latest species of bear Kevin Andrews observed on his quest for his bear big year? So he'd gotten grizzly bear, he'd gotten polar bear. So he
started with the sun bear, didn't he?
Are you judging this by what he posted most recently?
Most recent. What's his most recent sighting?
Yeah, Mike, you can't be spitting answers.
No, I thought that was his first one that he talked about on the podcast.
Oh, no.
No, that was the
spectacled bear.
Yeah, are you going off what he had on last on his Instagram?
Oh, don't be pulling up his Instagram while we're doing trivia here.
No, I'm not. I'm showing my hands.
Well, that's what I was. My phone was dinging just when we were starting to record, because I was confirming with him that wasn't the last one he saw.
Mike just muted himself and said, "Hey Siri," and then he said, "I'm showing my hands."
So he did. He did go on this adventure for these bears. He came home, and this might help. His souvenir from his trip was dengue fever.
Oh, nice. That doesn't help at all, but at least he got.
I mean,
at least he brought something home.
Yeah, I'm going to change my answer.
It helps.
He's fine now. He's fine now.
Yeah.
All right.
Has everybody written down an answer?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go with Ron first.
I went with sloth bear.
Ron went with sloth bear. Okay. Michael?
I shouted out sun bear, and then I had polar bear, but then I changed it back to sun bear.
Okay. Michael's got sun bear. Casey?
El Chupacabra. Sloth bear.
Sloth bear. Okay. Jason?
I had sloth bear as well. I actually have been following his stories.
Show it. I want to see. I want to see it.
Are you serious, Ron?
That's what the board's for, my man. Just playing the game within the game, Jason.
Do you want me to show you? I'm sorry. How can I make
That's just a white screen.
Sorry. There.
Nice.
Backwards.
All right.
Sloth bear. Okay.
I think
Fair
I got
enough.
this wrong. I said Andean.
Oh,
That's
that
the
yeah,
spectacle.
that's
Maybe
going
that was
back.
the first one.
That was
yeah.
the first one. Yep.
Was
Yeah.
that the
Yeah.
first? Shoot.
Okay. Well, the answer is moon bear.
Oh.
The answer is Asiatic black bear. So moon bear.
Where did he see it? Do you know the area? I mean, they're tough to see in the wild.
I don't know off the top of my head. We talked about it. I hooked him up with a couple people that were going to try and get him on the moon bears. So I don't know how he actually did it. But he was trying to combine sun bears. So he did go hang out with Wong down at Sepalak, and I don't know that they saw a wild sun bear, but they did get to learn a lot about sun bears and their environment. And they're in Sabah, in Borneo, Malaysian Borneo.
Yeah, I've been to that. That facility is incredible.
At Sepalak?
Yeah. I mean, as far as the sanctuaries go, it's one of the top notch ones I've ever been to, and he does a good job there with the sun bears.
Well, Wong is one of my conservation heroes. I've always been impressed with his operation down there. Although I haven't been there since it was put in. I went to Danum Valley and Sepalak and all that back before the Sun Bear Center was even there. So I'm excited to get back down there. Although I don't know if these days if I can handle all that heat, but definitely moving around at the equator's tropical.
Well, in the last picture I saw on Instagram, Instagram doesn't feed in chronological order, but I saw him up there with polar bears. So that's why I had put polar bear
That was a
down.
few weeks
He
ago.
must have went right from there to.
It was a pretty tight turnaround.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely stunning. I'm looking at his post right now. The absolutely stunning moon bear. Found in much of Asia. Yep. So moon bear it is. And I did confirm that he hasn't seen any bears in the interim. So moon bear is the answer. So no right answers on that one. Everybody's going to have to go comb through Blue Sky Kevin's Instagram feed to keep up to date with his bear big year. Okay, so for our next question, let's turn to the world of birds. Okay, so birds, to help categorize and to help with data entry, they all have 4-letter codes, and so I have chosen 4 species that we all should be familiar with, and I will provide you with the 4-letter code. And there are 4 birds, and you could get a point for each one of them. So this is a good way to either solidify your lead or to make up some ground. So the first one is Mall, M-A-L-L.
M as in Montana.
Mike, as in Montana. Montana, Alpha, Lima, Lima.
I'm very confident, and I'm totally guessing.
You're gonna go down the list, or we're doing one at a time?
Yeah, I was wondering if you had this mistaken for Nampa podcast.
No, let's go through them all. Okay, the next one
Oh,
is, are you going to need more room, Michael? Did you write too big?
yeah, I'll fix it. Yep, go for it.
Okay, the next one is Weemy, Whiskey Echo Mike Echo. The Weemy. Okay.
Batting 1,000 right now. I'm batting 1,000, boys.
You and I think we all are.
Okay, so the next one is STGR, Sierra Tango Groucho Romeo, Golf Romeo. I freestyled a little bit on that one. First thing that popped into my head. Sierra Tango Golf Romeo. And then the last of our birds, the last one of the four, is the AMRO, AMRO, Alpha Mike Romeo Oscar. The AMRO.
Did you say these are all in the U.S. or is this worldwide?
They are. They are. They are all in the continental United States.
Well, now I'm positive my first guess was wrong.
Well, I don't think I got any of them.
I don't either, actually. I don't even have a guess for the last three, so.
Amro.
Well, does everybody have at least something?
I've got him. I think
Casey's got to go first because he's
I think I got 75% here. I think
down.
number 3. I think I don't know, but I've got a good guess.
Okay. Let's go ahead and let's see. Well, let's start with Casey's answers then.
Want to see mine?
See what?
Say it
We're gonna-
again. You cut out.
Start with Casey's.
Okay, I've got mallard duck, western meadowlark, sage grouse, and American robin.
You are 75%.
Ron, are you the trivia master?
Sorry.
Ron, what are your answers?
Mallard duck, western meadowlark, sharp-tailed grouse, and American robin.
Okay.
You got
Okay. Michael, what do you have?
Sharp tail.
I just got the first one. Have you guys ever heard of the Western merganser?
Way to
They just
sound it out.
identified one here in Colorado. And then there's the Saint Grouse. Have you seen them?
No.
It's a great whiskey.
Yeah. And then the American widgeon.
Okay. Jason?
All I had was mallard, and I actually did guess that one right, but the rest I didn't have any. I didn't even have a guess. So
Okay. And Brandon, what do you have?
Let's see. I went with mallard, western grebe, because I couldn't think of anything else that had western in it. Starling, but I couldn't think of the GR. And then I said the American sparrow, but I couldn't figure out which sparrow. So
Okay.
American robin.
Well, so that AMRO is the American robin. Yep, American robin. The STGR is the sharp-tailed grouse. And then the Weemy is the western meadowlark. All right. State bird of what state, Ron?
Wyoming.
No,
Actually, Wyoming,
Montana.
South Dakota, Kansas, Montana, and North Dakota.
well,
No,
at
I
least
don't
they're
think it's
original.
you know what the Utah state bird is, by the way, guys?
What?
It's an SEAG.
Seagull.
Yeah.
And then the MALL, I think you all got it wrong. It's actually the mallard.
Nice.
The mallard. Yeah. I've been if you've been on tour with me lately, I've actually been trying to class them up a bit. And so I'm trying to re-standardize and have everybody start calling them mallards.
Well, if you go back and listen to the replay, I think I'm the only one that got that one right.
The Millard.
The mallard.
Nice work, Ron. Nice work.
Yeah, this whole podcast is designed for Ron, or this whole trivia episode. He's like pretty sharp when it comes to all these kinds of questions.
Yeah, I can guess with the best of them. I couldn't figure out. I went with Malaysian Lulu on MALL first because I couldn't think of anything. I was like, and then it hit me like a ton of bricks, like the sun did on the last one, the closest star, for crying out loud.
He's still chapped about that one.
I'm mad at myself. I'm not mad at you for that one. I'm mad at you for the others.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Well, now we've got the birds out of our system. How are we sitting? Are you guys self-scoring? I haven't been writing anything down.
Ron just took the lead by 1.
Yeah, I got 6.
Okay. All right.
Sheesh.
Ooh.
By
Well,
one. Wait a second. Didn't you have sage grouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, that's right. Never mind. I'll back off.
See, Casey, you're seeing this side of Ron that we were talking about.
It's feisty. About 3 rounds in, it's all he can hold it together. Okay. So rumor has it we have a 5th generation Montana native in the crew tonight, right?
Yep.
That's a rumor.
So the next question is about Montana hydrology.
So this might be my bone. He's throwing me the bone.
Hold on though, before you even ask the question. Is this wildlife, photography, biology, or cameras?
Conservation.
Which one is the
Conservation.
Montana? Oh, conservation. I did forget about conservation. All right. Go.
Okay. Don't question the trivia master. Montana's rivers drain into which 3 major bodies of water?
Oh.
Because Montana is in a really unique location right there. And so you do get water going in a lot of different directions. But where does that water end up?
All right.
I've got it. I've got it with a little extra.
Yeah, I think there's a little extra, Casey. I think you're right.
Okay, let's start with Brandon on this one.
I got no idea.
The water's got to go somewhere. Okay.
No, it stays in Montana. It just goes up.
Okay, Jason, what do you have?
Oh boy, I said the Pacific Ocean, Gulf of Mexico, and Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, Michael, what do you say?
I said the Pacific, the Gulf of Mexico, and Hudson Bay.
Okay, and Ron?
I just realized I screwed up. Pacific, Atlantic, and I wrote Caribbean, but eventually it probably mixes there, but
It all gets in there somehow, some way. And Casey, what have you got?
I've got the Great Salt. No, I've got the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean via Hudson Bay. And there is a mountain called Triple Divide Peak that is a drainage, a mountain that drains to all of those. That's my answer.
Yep.
Okay, so now so with the official internet answer, we're going to have to do some splitting of hairs here, perhaps. So according to the internet, the answer is the Pacific, the Gulf of Mexico, and Hudson Bay.
Mr. Mauro.
So Michael,
Yeah, I just was in Montana. I read the pamphlet, but the pamphlet that I read said what Casey said.
okay, and what did that say?
That mountain that drains into 4 drainages.
What I know is the Gulf of Mexico is essentially that body of water drains into the Atlantic Ocean, as the Hudson Bay drains into the Arctic Ocean. In theory. So if you're looking at watersheds and true hydrology, they all, those watersheds all go to an ocean. And the Hudson Bay is connected to the Arctic Ocean. True or false?
True.
Right? True. And the Gulf of Mexico is connected to the Atlantic Ocean. The Gulf of Mexico is connected to the Atlantic Ocean. So, and you're looking at watersheds, you've got the Atlantic, the Pacific, and the Arctic.
and the Gulf of Mexico is connected to the Caribbean.
Isn't it the Caribbean? Hey,
Yeah.
What's the name of that mountain, Casey? It was a Triangle Peak?
Triple Divide Peak.
Triple.
Yeah. So if you Google Triple Divide Peak, it'll say it goes to 3 watersheds.
So the only one who was really wrong was Brandon.
I'm here for you guys.
Oh.
So Trivia Master, how do we score this? I think Casey and Michael got it all right, and I think Ron and I got 2 points.
That sounds about right. We'll take it. Of course, I have not been writing any scores down, so.
It ties up Ron and Casey, though.
It's a tie.
Whoa.
It's a tie at the top.
Oh, you're going down, Ron.
The true colors come out.
In the immortal words of Mr. Miyagi, you beginner luck.
thought it was whack.
When he caught the fly with the chopsticks, first time, you beginner luck.
Oh, beginner. Oh, I'm gonna have
Come
to
on,
rewatch
people.
that. Gonna have to rewatch that.
That was technically a wildlife scene in the Karate Kid. You could have used that, but
Oh, that was just a missed opportunity on my part. Maybe next time I'll focus exclusively on the Karate Kid.
I don't think we can do that.
Okay, so for our next question, we're going to go back into the world of bears. In the western Hudson Bay population of polar bears, when do polar bear cubs emerge from their dens? What month?
Is it different for Eastern or Western, Drew?
We're just asking about the western population.
It's the only one he knows about, Brandon. He's not sure about the rest of it.
I mean, I only know about the other ones, so.
I just wanted to be specific with the population, so there's no regional variation.
I'm just going to use your tour dates as my guide.
Have you been on my website, Michael?
No, I just remembered the last year what you told us about that story about your trip out there.
Got me second guessing myself here.
You phoned that one in, huh?
Did you just second guess? Phone a friend?
I'm torn. I'm torn here. Okay, I've got an answer.
Okay, what is it, Casey?
I went with April.
Okay. Michael?
I said March.
Okay. Ron?
I also said March.
All right. Jason?
I said May.
Okay. Brandon?
I said May too.
May as well. Okay. Well, I hope they're not coming out in April because I'm going to be looking for them in March. So that's the next big adventure here in Churchill.
I almost said February.
End of February to early April, but that encompasses March. So the general understanding is
last year you missed it by one day, right, Drew?
Missed it by a day in early March. So this year we're going to be going more middle of the month. So.
And what national park was that from our last trivia episode, guys?
He was south of where he is now.
There's a lot of things south of where I am now.
Isn't it called Wapusk?
It is
National Park.
Wapusk National Park.
Husky?
Established in 1996 to protect the denning habitat for the western Hudson Bay population of polar bears.
So if they emerge in March, when are they born, Drew?
Right around the first of the year. So they come out tiny little fluff balls. So, and it also corresponds with just amazing aurora. So when we're out at the lodge, we're spending the days looking for polar bear cubs, and then at night we get some wicked aurora. Some of the best. It's just so dark out there. We get some of the best aurora I've ever seen, and it's just kind of nonstop. We several times we had trouble finishing dinner before the aurora came out.
So how many hours of daylight do you have that time of year when you're up there?
So that time of year, we generally get.
That's those long 2.5 hour days he's working.
we get the most
March,
of our
so it should be a little bit longer.
By March, you're getting a lot better. So usually about 9 to 4:30, 5 o'clock, and it's all it's generally nice light too, which is really one of the things I enjoy about northern winters is you get this really long light that just the golden hour just goes and goes and goes and goes, and then when it gets dark, the northern lights come out, and then the lights just keep going. Hits just keep coming. So where does that put us?
One more thing, Drew. So is that trip for you guys, is that full for this year already, or can someone join?
No, we've got spots available. Yeah, you'd want to get in touch with me pretty quick, though. So,
and what are the dates? Do you know off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I think the first one is the 5th through the 16th of March, and the next one is after that. Don't know that one off the top of my
And
head.
that's from Winnipeg.
That's from Winnipeg. You get to Winnipeg, and then we take it from there. So it includes airfare to Churchill and hotel in Winnipeg and things like that. We just kind of bundled all the logistics together, so you can come look for polar bear cubs with me and Alex, and then we spend some time in Churchill looking for foxes and dangerous ptarmigan, and then we do some more aurora hunting here around Churchill as well. So it's just a fun time to come.
So how do you get from Churchill to Wapusk?
So we try to make the logistics as simple as possible for you. We handle all that. So it does require planes, trains, and automobiles to get there. So you fly to Winnipeg, then you fly to Churchill, and then we get on the train, and we take the train for about 2 hours till you get to basically the middle of nowhere. And then you get met by the tracked vehicles, the vans on tracks, like the old mat tracks, and then they cruise us about another 2 hours into to the lodge. So once you get to the lodge, it's night. So you wake up the next morning, we head out on the tracked vehicles and go look for the polar bear cubs and spend all day out looking for polar bear cubs, and then come back, eat some dinner, and then watch the light show.
I can put that listing up on our website if you think we need to. Drew, if you think it'll be open long enough. If not, just go off of this podcast.
Oh, we'd have to get it. We'll get it up there pretty quick. Yeah, I'll text you afterwards and we'll get it figured out. But I don't know how long those spots are going to be available. Well, so what does that put us for the standings right now?
Ron ahead by 1.
Yeah, I have a total of 4, but what do you have, Ron?
I think
I have a total of 3.
I don't know, 9.
All that matters is we know that Ron's ahead by 1, and the only person that can catch him is Casey.
Right.
Have you guys? I got a question. Have you guys actually tested Ron for trivia steroid use?
I told you this podcast is totally designed for Ron. This is like
I am
right down his lane.
I am the reason we all have to use whiteboards. We will say that. That's the only testing that they've actually done.
In the past, Casey, Ron was doing his iPhone prayer during all the questions. So.
We're coming up upon the holiday season, and I know people listen to this podcast year round, and they might be listening to this one in July or something like that. So I did only include one holiday question. And so our final question of the night is, what is the best holiday food?
Oh,
Totally subjective.
it's very subjective. Interesting.
Yeah, according to
Me.
who?
The trivia master. I'm going to say reindeer.
I'm going to type my answer on the phone here, just so you know I'm not pulling any shenanigans or whatever. We'll make a new note even. Okay, it's committed. Okay, what is the best holiday food?
According to Drew Hamilton.
According to Drew Hamilton, who is an authority on such things.
On food or holidays?
Yes.
Holiday food, specifically. It was my major in college.
If you say fruitcake,
That's what I was going to put that down just because.
So, Drew, I think is it a main dish? Is it a dessert? Is
It's
it a? You're not going to give any more.
No
hints
more
than that?
hints. It's just, what is the best holiday food?
Think about what would look best in his beard.
Well, there might even still be some leftovers from, I don't know. No, and it's not like family specific. It's not going to be like Aunt Alice's sour cream twists or anything like that. It is a general holiday food that everybody knows. And
so it's just sour cream twists then.
no,
Okay.
there are no sour cream twists besides Aunt Alice's sour cream twists.
I got to guess.
Oh, I have a guess, but it's
I got to guess.
not readily. It's not readily available in Churchill. I can probably assure you of that.
Oh, is this
Ron
knocking
looks
Ron
really
out of the
fun.
competition? Did his internet freeze up? Oh no, he's back. He's
Oh.
back. He's
Oh,
back.
there
No.
He's back.
He's back.
I'm just fine. You don't worry your pretty little head.
Okay. Well, Michael, let's start with you on what is the best holiday food.
Cranberry.
Oh, good grief! What
Just
are you
in general, or
trying to do to us?
No, I don't. I don't like it, but I figured Drew might.
just a nice bowl of cranberries? Have you ever tried them? They're quite bitter. You got a lot of sugar.
No, they got it's that cranberry log that goes shooting out of the can. That's what you
Oh,
like.
canned cranberry sauce. Oh, that is good. That is good, but that's more of a holiday food accessory.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Jason, what do you think?
I said, I kind of cheated a little bit. I said ham or turkey.
Oh, man, that would be a good guess given that I grew up in Iowa. And I mean, ham and turkey is kind of two guesses. They're not very similar, but
I
they're
said I
both-
cheated. I know.
Okay. Okay. Brandon, what do you think?
I don't know, it's a drink, but it's the only holiday thing I could think up that was unique. Eggnog.
Eggnog. Under pressure, he comes up with eggnog. That's
Spiked.
also
Spike nog.
Right? Well, this is family friendly.
with bourbon or without.
With.
Of course, that was a silly question. Okay. Which brings us down to the two in the lead or vying for the top spot here. So, Casey, what do you think?
I went Rocky Mountain oyster. No, I went candied yams.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's a good one,
yams.
Casey.
That's a good
Candied
guess.
Good
Okay,
guess.
okay.
I'd go for it.
And Ron, what did you guess?
Turducken.
Turducken.
That's even more cheating than mine.
I know. I was going to say that. You didn't really go as far as you could have, Jason. But
All right. So, for all of you waiting for the correct answer at home, the correct answer is pumpkin pie.
I thought about it, but I thought you were going main
pumpkin
course on
pie.
me. So
Pie.
Pumpkin pie.
pumpkin pie.
Real? Oh man, I can't believe nobody.
If you'd have said a dessert, I'd have totally guessed it.
if you'd have said Thanksgiving, I would have guessed it.
Do you think pumpkin pie is Thanksgiving specific?
No, I just think usually Christmas we have pecan pie, whatever you call it.
That sounds bold.
There is a correct way to say that.
And what is it?
Pecan. It depends on where you're at.
It does depend.
Put it on a shirt.
That's right. It's like coos and cows.
Yeah.
Well, so that is all the trivia I have prepared for this evening.
Well done.
Our December trivia champion is Ron Hayes.
Look at
Oh,
it. He's got
great.
that little shit-eating grin going.
He does. Now we have to live with that ego for the next month.
Oh,
Take a picture, boys.
I knew I shouldn't have put the Western Meadowlark in there. God, what was I thinking?
I think the only
Congratulations, Ron.
Okay, here's a bonus trivia question for you. What is the only bird species that is a state bird for more states than the Western Meadowlark?
The pelican.
Negative.
I'm going cardinal.
But thanks for playing, Louisiana.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good guess. Yeah,
It is the cardinal.
it's the cardinal.
Oh, what are the,
So-
what are
Wait,
these?
does
what are
Casey
these
win?
states?
Just a tie. It's a tie now. Come on.
Wait,
No, that
did you
was
just give
bonus.
Casey another point and now you're tied? It's a tie.
Casey just won.
I think
Congratulations, Casey.
the cardinal is 8 states, and Meadowlark is 6.
Ron, why would you give your win away like that? I don't understand.
No, that was bonus. I'm not the trivia master.
Don't you forget it.
Well, I mean, I am tonight.
Well, let's see if the winner knows this one. What's the state bird for Colorado?
Oh,
I'm going to guess Western bluebird.
mountain bluebird.
No, it's totally obscure. Do you
A
know,
turkey.
Brandon?
Yeah, it's a lark bunting.
Yeah. It's a cool bird.
The
but
black
Yeah.
fly straight up in the air, lay your eggs in other people's nests, or have them lay eggs in your nest. Lark bunting. Huh.
Well, that's all I have for trivia tonight. So that was fun.
Good job, Drew. Good job, Casey. Good job, Ron. Jason and myself and Brandon, we all kind of sucked eggs at it.
Yeah, we need to do some studying next time, I think.
Well,
We need more tech questions, and then I can.
Yeah, we didn't. We kind of were one-sided on the 4 pillars. We only went with basically wildlife and conservation, right? We stayed
What are
away
the other
from
ones again?
photography, and gear.
Well, maybe the next one should be all gear.
Oh, the trivia master didn't remember the 4 pillars.
I've got a hot tip for you guys. Being that we're coming into the holiday, that we could cover those 2 pillars. This hot tip, something I was thinking about today when I was driving with my 3 kids in the car. And this is going to air before Christmas. Is that right? So Christmas time comes around, and it's something for all the photographer filmmakers out there. I thought of this, and it's something that, you get all these toy packaging, all this like packaged stuff, toys and stuff that you have to wrap. And when the kids unwrap it, there's like all kinds of these great little wire ties that are great for bundling up your cables. There's all the desiccant, like everything's got desiccant in it. So they're gathering up the desiccant, and there's always this really handy foam. So you can like all this like crazy packaging that you just cuss and hate. And as dads, you're always just like tearing this stuff apart, and the kids are all anxious and waiting. This is all little bits and tools that you can throw in your photo bag that will totally come into use later. So there's my hot tip for going in the holidays, covers the photo and the gear.
There we go.
That's
What do
a
you need
good
the
tip.
foam for?
That's a great pro tip.
Packing.
Exactly. Just packing it in. There's some good foam in there. You can just do some custom little stuff to put, some of your macro lenses or whatever that you might throw in at certain times or not. You could pop the foam in and out. Yeah, I use it all the time.
Well, my social media algorithm has changed, so all my social media feed is like, how do you turn those things into kids' toys? Like, so the kids want the toy that's in it, but then the packaging is what they actually end up playing with, kind of thing. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing in the new year, making sensory toys out of packaging.
My first Christmas pro tip to you, Drew, would be to, and I don't know how readily available this is either up in Churchill, but stock up on Resolve, because Christmas is colorful and so is the food, especially when it comes back up. So,
oh yeah, okay, cranberries.
Get some Resolve for your new house.
Well, and I was thinking about that Santa scenario, and we're talking about all these game camera options. I wonder,
probably should ask.
That's how you're gonna. I'm surprised more people haven't been catching Santa on game cameras or different remote setups. Just makes his job that much tougher.
That and Bigfoot. Yeah, I don't remember.
All right. Anybody else got a pro tip for the holidays?
I didn't think about it. Nope.
I just make sure Santa knows what you want, and make sure you visit Precision Camera. Make sure you visit the Wild and Exposed store, and get the perfect gift for your listener.
Buy everybody in the family an R6 too.
There you go.
Or an FX6.
Or an FX.
That's where Santa does his shopping.
Casey, thank you again for joining us, and it was good time, fun. Can't wait to get together with you in the field. As much fun as we've had on the podcast.
Yeah, my pleasure. Let's make sure to do it again. I mean, I'm one for I like redemption.
Yeah, I've been close, but I haven't won yet either. Mike and Jason got me the first 2 times, so yeah, we got to get you back on, give you a shot.
We don't have a running champion, really. We've all kind of taken a turn, really. So yeah,
around the horn.
So yes, Casey, we definitely need to have you back on, because we cannot let Ron continue to have the victory there. So
happy holidays to you all, and thanks for listening to Wild and Exposed.
You've been listening to the Wild and Exposed podcast. If you haven't yet, please give us a rating and a review, and make sure you're subscribed so that you'll get every episode we produce as soon as we drop it. And as always, thanks for tuning in.
We're gonna make it someday. Nothing's gonna get in our way. We will be the biggest band. abandoned town.